Guten Chodesh. Our relationship with Hashem changes throughout the year. Rosh Hashanah, we feel very much like a servant to our King, and Pesach, we're like little children. Hashem takes us out of Golus. Shavuos time is the time of our marriage. Matan Torah is the chuppah. This week in the Haftorah, which we would have read had we not substituted it with Erev Rosh Chodesh Haftorah, Pashas Bamidbar, it concludes with the Eibishter saying, Va'arastichli la'olam, I have betrothed you forever. So we're talking about, so it's compared to a marriage, to a chasana, to a chuppah, and then today on Rosh Chodesh Sivan is when we arrive at the wedding hall. The Medrash tells us that our marriage to Hashem comes in two primary stages. We know halachically there are two stages to a marriage. There is the erusin, which the erusin is the betrothal, and where the chassan gives the kala a ring and he says, Areat mekudeshes li, you are hereby sanctified to me. You are hereby betrothed to me. But this union is still a union of distance. It's called a union of makif. They are technically married to each other with the full force of the law. However, they don't live together. What that means mystically is that the hashpa, the influence from chassan to kala, the influence that he's giving her is just a makif, is an encompassing light, expressed in giving a ring. A ring is something that goes around her finger. This is a preparation and prepares the makabel, the recipient, to be able to receive the hashpa pnimis, the inner hashpa, which later happens when they go under the chuppah, and as a result of the 7 brachas under the chuppah, it now prepares for the next stage of marriage, which is the intimacy between husband and wife, which is hashpa pnimis, an internalized hashpa, one that she's able to take and eventually become so unified with that she and her husband can create a child together. This represents in our relationship with Hashem also two stages. The Torah mitzvahs that we received at Har Sinai was the betrothal, was the erusin, the first stage in our chasana, in our marriage. At that point we received all the mitzvahs, but the mitzvahs are like a ring. It's encompassing us from the outside. We're not internalizing it, meaning to say we don't sense the godliness that's in the mitzvah. We don't really appreciate it. We can't internalize it because we don't know what it's all about. It's a holiness that remains above our consciousness, above our experience. When Mashiach will come, we will experience the Nisuyin, the marriage, which will lead to the deepest intimacy between Knesset Yisroel, between the Jewish people, and Hashem, which was what the marriage was meant to lead to from the beginning. And that's why it says, Umala ha'aretz deya es Hashem, that in the days of Mashiach, the earth will be filled with knowledge of Hashem. What does knowledge mean? The intimacy is compared to knowledge. Va'adam yada es chava, Adam nu chava. That's that intimacy and that unity that is a pneumistic unity. And Umala ha'aretz, aretz refers to Knesset Yisroel, refers to the kala, refers to the ensemble of all souls are called aretz. We will be filled, that means it's taken into the inside. And that's going to be only when Mashiach comes. So we know that in the relationship between chassan and kala, there is a time period where they don't see each other. Now this has been said a few weeks ago, Pesach time, and in the beginning of the quarantine, people were talking about that before a chassan and kala don't see each other. But this is really appropriate for Shavuos. As we're coming now to Matan Torah, we're coming to Matan Torah after a quarantine, after a separation, after the 7 weeks that there is between Pesach and Shavuos, which the 7 weeks is the preparation for this union, for this ultimate pneumistic connection. May it be already that on this year Shavuos, we receive the completion of Matan Torah. Let it be the ultimate Shavuos. Let it be the Nisuyin, the completion of our marriage.